All right, welcome to War Party After Party. I'm Ryan.
I'm Connor.
And I'm Brian.
All right, guys, so we have new Tyranids coming out this week.
Yes, we do.
Mhm.
We've had the White Dwarf out for a week now. Kind of got a good look at some really pretty models.
Yeah.
What are you looking at as most exciting right now?
I'm most excited for the Exocrine. I think it looks really cool. It's super bulky. And, got a big gun, which is always appealing, especially being a Tau player. I like guns. But it really reminds me of, like I said in the past, it's kind of like a bulldog with a big gun. And I love bulldogs, so it's kind of like an instant win for me.
There you go.
But it's just the way they did the feet and everything, and the back carapace. It looks super bulky and super tough. Like it's gonna be very slow moving, just lumbering across the field while it just unleashes hell on you.
Yeah.
And I think that's really exciting. Even though I don't play Tyranids, I kind of want to pick one up, maybe two, and just play around with painting them and fielding them in Apocalypse games.
Sure.
I'm really not that excited for its alternate though. It's just
the
something about its face
Yeah.
or lack thereof.
Yeah,
Or-
it looks like it's kind of been shot and just blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be a really cool wounded version. Of it.
Yeah. I guess the regular stock variant of the hair specs and any wounded variant where you did a wound to its face wouldn't really look that different.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those kits where not both models are cool, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean the Exocrine looks sweet. It looks like Blastoise.
Yeah.
I mean, I've long talked about the super best friends,
Right.
giant robots list for APOC. Maybe I'll start a Pokemon
There
one.
you go.
Yeah,
Get myself a Heldrake, Charizard.
Yeah.
And what would be Venusaur is the question.
You can do like a Forge Fiend and move the guns up top.
But they have to be pointing up.
Yeah. No, not you. Well, you can do some kit bashing, right?
There's
So
probably another bug out there too.
take the Forge Fiend and then take the Lizard Men have that dinosaur with like the diamond on top.
There we go.
And that could be its little bowl.
I like it.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness. Run. That'd be pretty silly.
Yeah. and then you could get your Necron Overlord and paint him like Ash.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, because there is a Necron Overlord in the fluff that collects different stuff around the
There you
universe,
go.
right?
Done.
Boom.
Pokemon.
And it's
Pokemon
fluff
team,
accurate.
go! Yeah, but yeah, I think outside of looking like a Pokemon, the really cool part about the Exocrine that I think the Hera specs misses is it's got this big central focal point.
Right.
It's got this gorgeous gun up top that is just there in your face, whereas the Hera specs, it's kind of like, what do I look at?
There's just too much going on.
You have the crazy mouth, and that is interrupted by that claw right in the middle, where it's supposed to be reaching out to grab something,
Right.
which would be infantry sized. However, I think that kind of takes away. If you had this gaping maw with all like the crazy grasping
Right.
claws and stuff on the outside, it'd be a lot more. It'd look a lot more like a gullet rather than you had that weird tongue to grab
Right.
things with.
It's almost like, going back to it looking like exploding, like that's what's causing it to blow up, because it's coming out of the exploding pieces, and it's almost like someone just shot this crazy parasite through him, and it's ripping out of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The model that I'm really looking forward to, and I honestly like both variants in the kit, is the Harpy / Crone model.
Definitely.
I think you have the Harpy, which seems to be your sky to ground kind of variant.
Mm-hmm.
It's your bomber.
Right.
It's kind of got the anti-infantry thing feel to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, all of its guns are pointed down, and it's been modeled alongside some really cool looking spore mines, which have changed up from the ones that kind of look almost like a sponge to these ones look a lot more like Tyranids.
Right.
This time around, so.
Which means we might be seeing people actually starting to play spore mines.
Right?
And the other half of that kit is the Crone,
Yeah.
which is your anti-air, which is awesome since Tyranids don't have thumbs and can't take defense lines and take care of air that way. They have now a flying something that can take care of air with those almost remora looking things on
Right.
the wings, and looks sweet, man.
I like the plasma cannon on the front. It screams direct fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very. I don't know what it is with GW and mouth weapons. It's kind of like Godzilla, you know. He's gonna. The Crone's gonna be flying around. He's gonna like let out this scream and just belch something out all over a flyer.
With a sweet studded tongue.
Yeah. The tongue is kind of strange.
I
could
kind of
always-
feel like somebody needs to just make one of those a piercing, like a little diamond piercing. On the top. Or just multicolored each one of them.
That would be interesting.
Draw attention to that awkward little fact that is there.
Yeah.
Indeed. So,
Yeah. And so, what are you most excited for?
I'm most excited actually for the Tyrant Guard. They have like these awesome plates that make them look really forward. Plus, I mean, I like how there's every image I've seen of them has battle damage on them, which kind of gives the impression they can take a beating.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about their stats or anything, but I would hazard a guess at 2+, which, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at least. Frankly, when it comes to like their sister unit, the Hive Guard, I like their guns. I like the new weapons a lot. And both of the kits, one thing that I really like about it is they are quadrupedal. They have the 4 legs, which gives them that really alien feel. Like, I don't know. When it comes to the Hormagaunts, where they're staying on 2 legs and attacking,
Right.
or I guess the Termagants are running on 4 legs, but I mean, all those kind of look more humanoid. With that, it looks kind of like their lower half is able to operate in a inhuman manner while their top half scans or attacks,
Right.
which I think makes them look a lot more alien. And
Yeah.
I like that aspect because I mean they're supposed to be playing like these bugs from beyond the galaxy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I think the other cool part with the bulkiness and the huge, like, almost blade armor that sticks up off their shoulders.
Well, I mean it is GW, so
Yeah.
shoulders, man, shoulders.
I think the really neat part about that is that it's for meats function.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have the ornamental things that like the Grey Knights with their runes all over their armor and
Which I guess are functional, but I mean they are really
Yeah.
gaudy for
Yeah.
being a rune.
whereas like you get down to these Tyranids and they have big shoulders because they're guarding the tyrant.
Because there's a
behind
guy
them.
behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're very, like you said, for meats function. They definitely look like their whole role in life is to just soak fire for their, leader.
Yeah.
And that's definitely, when someone says tyrant guard, that's kind of what you think of, is just someone who's there to like put themselves between the enemy and their leader until time comes where the leader can break through and slaughter and eat everything in front of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing though that's pretty cool. The form meets function thing is a concept in biology, and seeing as that's a Tyranid, basically the entire basis for the Tyranid army, I think that is pretty apt to describe them.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Should be pretty cool to see how people paint up these new models and what they can do in terms of gameplay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the really exciting thing also, as somebody who maybe is considering Tyranids or, any new player looking at Tyranids, they get a heck of a deal out of the new Swarm.
Oh my gosh. With 80 foot soldiers, so you have 40 Hormagaunts, 40 Termagants, 10 flying guns, what are they called?
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles, thank you. And a Carnifex. That's basically a playable army
Yeah.
in a box. And
Yeah.
it's at a reasonable price for all those kits.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of cool to see something offered maybe a little bit cheaper than what you normally get from GW, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I think that if they kept up with that particular type of marketing strategy, that it'd be a lot easier to get into bugs in particular, because it is a high model count army on average.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's definitely something that can be intimidating to a new player, is bugs and the sheer amount of models you have to play. Although maybe we'll see some of the bigger troop choices like warriors get a buff and play.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff with the warrior kit. Like there's a prime involved now.
Yeah, which is kind of cool since they haven't had a prime before.
Yeah.
So that'll be kind of fun. You don't have to kit bash and make your own anymore, although that can definitely be kind of fun.
As the king of kit bashing, I don't doubt it. You definitely have the laurels on your shoulder. For
I
that
do
matter.
like my kit bash.
Need to get you a kit bashing purity seal just to wear.
That would be awesome.
I who loves kit bashing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that the warrior kit's gonna be interesting because I've heard people saying that or in the White Dwarf it specifically talks about there being the ability to take like 9 warriors in a squad, and before that wouldn't really be a viable strategy, which I think that change is going to be really interesting to see if there's a points reduction or I don't really know, but
or even if it is a viable strategy, or whether he's just doing it because it looks cool.
Yeah.
Because that could always, and that'll be kind of cool to see on Saturday when the book comes out. We can finally see the rules instead of
absolutely making conjecture.
Hearsay with all these internet rumors.
Well, let's just face it. I mean, regardless of whatever's in the book, rule of cool always take precedence.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I think overall, I mean, just the restructuring of that army. It's not a great sweeping restructure, but I feel like the fine tuning that, at least in the kits that are coming out, the fine tuning of the models that you're getting, and the way that they're being sold just seems so cool. With all the different broods, I think is what they're calling the packs of warriors, or I think all the way up to, I believe the Turbogons are getting a...
I don't know about Turbogons. I have definitely heard that Carnifexes are getting a brood box, so you're getting 2 Carnifexes.
Well, and you can get the Gaunt boxes in higher numbers now, too, which is kind of cool. It makes it a lot easier to get a big unit of troops. You don't have to buy multiple boxes, just one box. Here's my 20 guys, let's go.
Yep.
So I think that will benefit the bug players quite a bit as well.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think it's an exciting time if you're a bug player, or even as a general player, just to be able to see these Tyranids hit the table. We haven't seen, at least in this community, and I know a lot of communities are in a similar shape, you haven't seen a lot of Tyranid players.
Yeah, we've had one dedicated Tyranid player that came back a lot when he was painting up his stuff, but apart from that we have kind of sporadic bug players here.
Yeah.
So I mean, it would be really cool to see them in more often because we've been having a rough time with the current book, so I think that this new book is really going to breathe some life into the Tyranid community here.
Absolutely. All right, so I think that wraps it up for us here at War Party After Party. Signing off, I'm Ryan.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Connor. Game over, man. It's game over.
Game over.